This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Okay, let's do another one.
All right, No King's Day.
Say it once,
March
say
28th,
it twice.
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, repeat after me. Say it once, say it twice.
Say it once, say it twice.
We won't put up with ICE.
We won't put up with ICE.
Say it once, say it twice.
Say it once, say it twice.
We won't put up with ICE.
We won't put up with ICE.
The people united will never be defeated.
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 Trump, Trump, you can't hide.
You can't hide.
You're committing genocide. Trump, Trump, you can't hide.
Trump, you can't hide.
You're committing genocide.
You're committing genocide.
No hate, no fear.
No hate, no fear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome
No
here.
hate, no fear.
No hate, no fear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome
Hey,
here.
hey, ho, ho.
Hey.
Donald Trump has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to
Hey,
go.
hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go.
Injure one, injure all.
Injure all.
Free our siblings, free them all.
Free our siblings, free them all.
Injure one, injure all.
Injure one, injure all.
Free our siblings, free them all.
Free our siblings, free them all.
No more silence, no more lies.
No more silence, no more rise.
We rise up and organize.
We rise up and organize.
No more silence, no more lies.
No more silence, no more lies.
We rise up and organize.
We rise up and organize.
Okay, y'all. Woo!
Woo!
Hello! Hello, all of my fellow Virginians and Richmonders. Welcome to another No Kings rally organized by 5051. We are an autonomous group that is part of the larger No Kings coalition. Today we have partnered with Virginia Defenders for Freedom, Justice, and Equality, Punks for Liberation, Richmond Legal Defense Fund,
Woo!
and the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Woo!
I want to thank all of you for being out here on this chilly spring day. We woke up this Saturday morning marking 1 month of the war in Iran. A war we didn't ask for. A war Congress didn't approve. A war started by a wannabe king. We woke up this Saturday morning checking the news to see if we had put boots on the ground in Iran. We demand an end to all this warmongering.
Yes!
This year started with Venezuela and the kidnapping of a foreign leader kicking off on the first Saturday of the year. This commenced with the war in Iran, which commenced with our military bombing a girls' school, over 160 girls dead. Shame!
Shame!
That's starting a war with a terrible war crime. because our Department of Defense decided to depend on AI to decide on who to bomb or not. We demand that Congress pass the War Powers Act to end Trump's war. If they won't, they will become even more useless than they are now. Because if they don't, we will be seeing the same thing with Cuba, as this regime is already pushing the narrative that its government is next. Without standing up to this regime, they're just capitulating and helping this wannabe king get his throne. Shame! 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 Some may say these large rallies every few months may see them and ask, what do we think we're going to accomplish in a couple hours every few months? But many of you have been out here protesting after attack on Venezuela. You were out in the bitter cold demanding justice for the murders of Keith Porter Jr., for Renee Good, Linda Davis, and Nuru Amin Shah Alam, amongst many others. We demand justice for the execution of Alex Preddy that also happened on a Saturday. Shame. Shame. We have yet to see any charges filed against these Gestapo murderers. In fact, we haven't even seen a real investigation from the sham of an FBI. So, we demand they abolish ICE, this growing secret police that will start targeting everyone if it is not dismantled. And what we need is for the government to pay TSA and return to working for the people rather than shoving ICE agents into our airports. And I never thought I would actually be defending or advocating for TSA. What a goddamn shame. We have seen a lot less coverage of ISIS crimes recently, but we must not forget their insidious nature. We must remain vigilant and be ready to defend ourselves from this secret police when ICE surges here in our city, in Richmond. We stood in solidarity with Minneapolis. We stood out in 20-degree temperatures, demanding Hanover reject this regime's plan for a concentration camp near Richmond. And we got them to say no. And we will be ready for them when they come here to our city. So again, why are we here today? We're not here for the joy of resistance. No, we are here to demand no king above us, no dictator telling us how we can live our lives. In fact, we need to take it further. We demand the removal and prosecution of this entire regime. We need to see these criminals in office tried and jailed for their corruption. Not just Trump, that orange Mussolini, but J.D. Vance, the war criminal Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller for pushing his genocidal ideology in this country, and Lindsey Graham, that bloodthirsty Israeli pawn looking to send our young men and women to die for oil. We need to see the entire dysfunctional cabinet prosecuted. We demand accountability. We need Congress to kill the Save America Act, the bill that will disenfranchise millions of married women who've changed their names, and now with Trump tacking on anti-trans amendments, we see yet another minority being hatefully targeted. And as we approach Trans Day of Visibility on Tuesday, March 31st, and as we watch them show courage against the hate from the other side, we need to stand up for them. Regardless of your opinions on gender ideology, know this: they have just as much right to live their lives how they see fit. The trans community deserves the same respect as everyone else, and their identity should not be something they need to defend. Then we need to get rid of oligarchs. We need to focus on policy for the working class and not the billionaires. Will today fix the problem? Will it move us forward to an end to all this? No. But we are here to continue to build momentum. We are going to connect with each other. And today we are going to hear how we can help our neighbors and those targeted by this regime. And hopefully get all of you more involved in the movement. Push your representatives and senators to actually fight for you and not their corporate backers. Volunteer and work with true progressive candidates. Join these organizations that are over here tabling and looking for volunteers, looking for donations to help directly support those who are directly impacted by this regime. They are helping the immigrants who are afraid to leave their house. So before I introduce our next speaker, I do want to mention that we lost one of our own about a week and a half ago to cancer. Christopher Maxwell, who was one of the co-founders of WRIR, was a staple amongst the audience and spoke a couple of times at our events. And a week and a half ago, he lost his battle to cancer. But we are here in his honor, still fighting. Yeah. All right. First up is Jenna Gabriel, who is a board member of the Richmond Community Legal Fund. The Richmond Community Legal Fund is a nonprofit legal collaborative that connects communities members with legal resources, both legal representation and necessary funds for legal defense. And they have been helping a lot with the immigrant community with their legal fees when they have to deal with ICE. Please welcome Jenna.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, for that welcome. I'm Jenna Gabriel. I'm a proud member of the Richmond community. I'm a local teacher, I'm a mom, I'm a labor organizer, and a Jewish member of the Coalition for Pre-Palestine. Yeah! And y'all, I am honored to speak with you today on behalf of the Richmond Community Legal Fund. So RCLF is a collective of advocates and attorneys who organize direct assistance to Richmond residents facing immigration and civil rights cases. We launched just under a year ago in response to the rising tide of fascism led by the Trump administration. Because we could see then, and we continue to see now, how the political elite and their billionaire donors try to sow division in our communities. They traffic in shocking tactics, in public displays of violence, and in discourses of dehumanization. Thank you. But we are here today because we see through those efforts. Because we see our neighbors, all our neighbors, for their humanity. And because we know we keep each other safe. In the last year, Donald Trump has illegally built ICE into his personal paramilitary force, empowering them to violently detain our immigrant neighbors, to injure and murder community members offering protection and witness, and to rip apart families. Here in Richmond, we felt this impact across our city, as beloved businesses like Mitchum's Shoe Repair have been shuttered, and as neighbors who make up the fabric of our schools, our places of worship, and our homes have been disappeared. All of us have witnessed the increasing immigration raids, the attacks on trans people and teachers, and the crackdowns on free speech with grief and rage. And we have organized to fight back, fueled by the same hope and love that has brought all of us here together today. RCLF knows that legal defense is one weapon in our arsenal, and we provide financial resources to support our neighbors through these circumstances, covering bond payments, legal fees, and economic stabilization for families with immediate needs caused by the detention of a loved one. We lead Know Your Rights trainings, accompany folks to court proceedings, and arrange rides after release from detention. In the first 3 months of 2026 alone, we have provided 8 Know Your Rights trainings to more than 200 workers and community members, covered $46,000 worth of bonds, and distributed more than $130,000 in legal expenses and almost $40,000 in community mutual aid to cover car payments, rent, groceries, and other immediate needs of families following a loved one's arrest. Y'all, that is almost $250,000 this year alone. What's most remarkable to me about those numbers, and what I think is most important to name on a day like today, is that of the $500,000 that we have donated and distributed since we were founded, almost all of that has come from donations of working class community members. These are small dollar donations from neighbors and local businesses like y'all. Those of us who have felt most acutely the economic impacts of the Trump administration's seemingly endless efforts to protect their own pocketbooks at the expense of the working class. But even in the face of rising grocery bills and gas prices, skyrocketing health insurance premiums and tuition bills, and inaccessible housing and child care, we give what we can to protect each other. Donald Trump, his billionaire friends, and his armed secret police want to divide us so they can conquer us. They want for us to see the immigrant families who contribute so much to our vibrant fabric of our city as other, as scary, and as less than human. They want us to see our trans siblings as a threat to our safety, our children's teachers as brainwashing ideologues, and young people opposing war and colonization across the globe as undermining the stability of our collective peace. But we are here today because we know that is not true. Yeah, we are here today because we know that in ways big and in ways small, we keep each other safe. And so I want to encourage y'all to join us. This week, 2 very generous donors have agreed to match donations up to $45,000, giving us the opportunity to double that impact. So y'all, I've got a question. Can you help us raise $90,000 this weekend? Yes. So Leah, Michelle, Rhiannon, and I are just over there at the RCLF table. We are giving away window signs for businesses and homes. We have yard signs for suggested donations, and we've got tote bags to purchase and QR code flyers you can use to make a donation. We are a volunteer-run organization, so every dollar we raise goes directly to freeing neighbors and ensuring their access to legal representation, court support, and economic stabilization for their families. So thank y'all for being here today, and I hope you will come say hi to us after the rally concludes.
Toss them some money, y'all. They helped me last year when I got arrested, so they're good. All right, next up, I want to introduce Victoria from Richmond DSA. She's going to talk about flock cameras in the city.
Hi y'all, my name is Victoria and I'm with the Richmond Democratic Socialists of America, and I'm here to talk about our coordinated campaign to get the flock out of Richmond. So, a couple things. If I say ice, we can say fuck, right? So if I say ice, you guys say ice?
Fuck!
Ice?
Fuck!
Nice. So, I promise these things are related. I'll get to that in a second, but I'll start out by saying that it's Aries season and we've been out here again. We're out here now. We've been coming out like every single month for the past year in the rain and the sun and the fog and the ice. Fuck ice in Richmond and in Hanover, and we're doing it again and again and again to keep on protesting. We're here again because we reject authoritarianism. We're here again because there's no power without oversight. There can be no power without people. No kings. No kings means none. But Authoritarianism isn't always tanks in the streets or missiles in the sky. Sometimes it can be something really quiet. We're in the imperial core. Is our city collaborating with ICE? Well, guys, are we not? Who can we trust to ask? We're seeing secret databases, private public contracts, public safety programs that get accepted in the dark, FOIA requests that rot forever in an inbox where nobody will read them. Shame! So what's happening in Richmond is important, and that's why I want to talk to you guys about the flock cameras. Because what the flock are these cameras anyway? It's not just a camera at an intersection in Henrico that you might see if you're driving to your friend's primarily immigrant neighborhood. It's not this cute little solar panel with a camera that are dotted around public housing all over Churchill, for example. It's a network. Every time you drive past one of those poles, your license plate gets captured, and what that means is the time, the location, the direction of your travel. It's a picture of your face. Do you have tattoos? Do you have curly hair? Bumper stickers on your car. We're Richmond, we love a bumper sticker. Those get caught too. And then that data gets stored, and it's searchable, and it can be shared. It's actually really hard to stop it from getting accessed by literally anywhere else. And even if we put up guardrails, the federal government can always, we've seen it, the federal government can always just crush them. There's no way to stop that information from getting accessed, except stop its collection. And you don't have to commit a crime to end up in the system. You have to just exist and drive. And this is a car-centric city. This entire region is pretty hard to be a pedestrian in, right? We know that if we work hours that the bus lines don't run on, if you have to rely on public transit to get to Henrico or Chesterfield or Hanover from here, it's pretty hard. Through the city's budget process so far, and from VPM reporting, it looks like Richmond's contract with Flock Safety, and that's the company that operates these automatic license plate reader cameras, looks like it's already been funded into 2026. And I want to really sit with the word funded for a second, because it was funded by our government, again, without a clear public vote to renew, without a transparent public process, and without meaningful community consent. We don't know the full length of the contract. Again, how many people even knew these contracts were rolling out in 2023? Did people know what they are? Do people know what they are? No! We don't know the long-term scope, and we never have. It's another closed-door meetings. It's an incomplete document if you ask for it. As Richmonders, we were never asked if we wanted to live in a city where every single car gets scanned and logged and stored in a database. Unless I'm wrong, unless somebody here asked. I wasn't asked. No kings has to mean no secret surveillance expansions either. To be serious about opposing authoritarianism at a federal level, we need to be equally serious about opposing infrastructure that makes authoritarianism possible locally. Because these tools, that if they get built today, they will not just fade away. It will get repurposed, it will get expanded, it will get integrated into something even more bigger and even more faceless. Right now, nationally, we're looking at mass deportation every time you open Instagram. It's ICE at airports, it's federal agencies. You fuck ICE! I'm sorry, I forgot. And they're using and kill and injure, and it's part of the job. We're looking at people in power again show us that cruelty is the point. How much money for DHS and for ICE? Fuck ICE! How much money for ICE and DHS can we fund, but not universal healthcare? For money in our city to go to flock cameras, but not better contracts for our teachers? Building vast local surveillance networks is dangerous, and that's why we need to be clear about the choices Richmond has actually. We've seen violence in our community. It's not to say that families are not grieving or communities are not shaken. We do want violence to end, and we want safety, but we want safety for all of us. How many times do we need to say that AI isn't an adequate replacement for human work or for communities? License plate readers do not prevent crime, they don't solve crime. Nationwide, they're more often right than wrong when it comes to prosecution, if we have to prioritize it that way. It doesn't interrupt violence, it doesn't invest in youth, it does not fund mental health service, it does not resolve conflict before it escalates, it only investigates after harm is done, and there's a million other cameras that can do that. Traffic cameras, CCTV cameras, people's testimony. So, we're asking to not accept trading privacy in that way, trading data collection for this one super limited, super flawed function. That's such a bad trade. So, not enough money for housing or for violence interruption, but yes for ineffective surveillance technology. We know that authoritarian politics thrives on fear. It's crime, it's migrants, it's instability. The goal is to make us afraid to surrender rights for some promise of control. No kings means we don't hand over our civil liberties just because someone says trust us. It means public oversight, it means transparency, it means consent. Right now, the Flock contract has reportedly been funded into 2026, which means the time to act is now. We are calling to cancel this contract. We want full disclosure of its terms. We want a demonstrated commitment from Richmond City Council and the mayor to not expand mass surveillance in our city. But we're not doing this alone. That's the good news. We're not doing this in isolation. Right now, we're talking to everyone because everyone is impacted. So if you drove here today, right, you're in the system. If you've attended the protest, you should care about searchable location data. And so this is what we've been doing. We're talking to neighbors, we're putting up signs, we're talking to any community any person might be in, from faith to social to whatever. We want to talk about this in every single place where public money and public power get discussed. We need the mayor to cancel that contract. We want everybody to ask him to. Because if you normalize surveillance infrastructure, it doesn't ever fade away. No kings means don't build the throne. Not for any president, not for any governor, not for any future administration that we may think might be more liberal than right now. It's always been bad for immigrants. It's always been bad. There's no good president for an immigrant, for example. We cannot say we oppose authoritarianism if we quietly fund its architecture in town or if we ignore it. So, block Flock. Cancel the contract. Defend all of our rights. No kings, no surveillance state. What about ICE? What about ICE? Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Okay, thank you.
Alright, repeat after me. Block Flock!
Block Flock!
Block Flock!
Block Flock!
Dania Vula, Block Flock!
Block Flock!
Dania Vula, Block Flock!
Block Flock!
Awesome. Alright, next up we have David Hoover, who's a clinical social worker and lifelong political activist, having fought for equal justice for the queer and AIDS communities, and started Arizona's first needle exchange program. He is a person of faith who values love and the basic value of each human being. Please welcome David.
Good afternoon. I'm David Hoover. I'm a political activist, a member of St. Paul's Episcopal Church in downtown Richmond, which is dedicated to racial reconciliation and justice. We are gathered here today and all across the country to say that America will have no kings. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all people are created equal. Apparently, it is not self-evident to many in power. We are in for a long fight to save the very soul of democracy, and showing up makes a difference. You all are great. Our current government seeks to control through violence, retribution, cruelty, and corruption. The temptation is to fight fire with fire. We'll show them, we want to say. Tyrants plan to sow chaos and keep the people distracted. They hope that we'll stay in an angry frenzy or after a while just give up. But in the last 2 months, we've seen some better ways that might pave our future. The Buddhist monks captured the imagination of millions of Americans by showing up for peace. Yes, they showed up. They walked. With their bodies, they said, it doesn't have to be this way. And Americans were moved. Americans were reminded of the power of showing up, the power of working for peace and our common humanity. Then look at Minneapolis. Yes. Minnesotans showed up on behalf of their neighbors. White people showed up for brown people. Citizens showed up for immigrants. Straight people showed up for queer people. Cisgender people showed up for trans people. Regular moms and dads showed up for mistreated kids. Minnesotans even created a name for this. Neighboring. Neighboring. Whatever happens to our neighbor happens to me. And I will stand arm in arm if it's happening to me, as if it's happening to me. Neighboring. When we help an immigrant get their GED, what are we doing? Help me. Neighboring. When we witness and record immigration raids on courtrooms or work sites or apartments, what are we doing? Neighboring. When we speak out against racist and homophobic speech, what are we doing?
Neighboring!
Right. When we refuse to allow concentration camps to be built in our communities, what are we doing?
Neighboring!
When we refuse to allow our government to say that some people are outcasts or garbage, what are we doing?
Neighboring!
When we join a progressive faith community that proclaims that all are welcomed and loved by God, especially queer people, what are we doing? Neighboring! The monks and those in Minneapolis give us a moral compass. People matter in a democracy. Virginia is neighboring. Richmond is neighboring. And we need to persevere with energy and conviction. Humans are genetically made for connection. The wealthy and the powerful want you to believe in scarcity and separation. The truth is, the world is made of abundant resources, and we are deeply connected, literally all made from the same stardust. Rampant individualism and corporate greed have led to an epidemic of loneliness. Neighboring is the solution. Be brave enough to connect with others. Join groups with others. Risk your needs for the sake of the greater good. Join all these groups that are tabling out here today. Work with the ACLU, the Sacred Heart Center, 5051, NAACP, Indivisible, Equality Virginia, progressive faith groups, community sports organizations. We are stronger together. United we stand, divided we fall. Now I ask you, turn to the people around you and tell them, I've got your back, neighbor. Talk to them. I've got your back, neighbor. I got your back, neighbor. I've got your back, neighbor. We are neighbors, and beyond this place, we are neighbors. Show them, Richmond, that you are tough-minded, loving neighbors. Thank you very much.
All right, next up is Eric, a former candidate for Richmond City Council, and that's who I voted for, and a democracy reform advocate. Give it up.
Hello, Richmond. I'm here to talk about saving our democracy and ranked choice voting, but first I want to say today is my birthday and I don't think I could have asked for a better present. don't think I could have asked for a better president than Richmond showing up for democracy. To Richmond standing up to tyranny. For Richmond toppling dictators in America. When we stand together, this is the best present we can give ourselves. Richmond, I have a simple question for you. Was democracy broken by Donald Trump? Or was democracy broken when Americans die in the streets? Was democracy broken when people begged for health care in 2016 and received nothing? Was democracy broken when we fought wars illegally in the Middle East for oil against our will and we said no more? Was democracy broken when we did not have a voice? We have been fighting for democracy for a long time, since the beginning of this country, when we said no kings. But this is democracy. Us right here, this is democracy. And now I'm about to talk about the other part of democracy, the part where we can't sit in Congress, where we can't sit in the White House. We can't babysit them all day. We have to trust that our government will fight for us. The reason I believe we need to change the way we vote is because we wouldn't be here right now if we voted fairly. Would we be here if in 2024 you could rank that ballot? Would we be here if in 2016 you could rank that ballot?
No.
Would we be here if we were able to rank the ballot in our congressional elections and put people in Congress who would hold the president accountable? Hold the president accountable for breaking the Constitution, for declaring war without declaring war.
Vote them out! Vote them out!
But we didn't get here on accident. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, siblings, we were put here by design. In 2008, when our country was pillaged, when Americans lost their homes, when people went to the streets, lost their jobs, and the response we got was police showing up and brutalizing protesters, fighting for democracy. They know they have both sides captured. They know Americans don't have a choice. Because we have been asked again and again throughout our entire lives, vote for the lesser of two evils. Make peace with the desert. They want you to accept that. And we have to be done accepting that. It's time we put democracy back on the ballot. And they know they have us put in a corner. They don't think we're smart enough to get out. Because when someone gets on TV and he makes you laugh, it's easier to believe that fascism might not be that scary. That the reason I don't have health care is because someone else who doesn't look like me stole it from me. And that I should turn my back on fellow Americans and the world. Because that's who took it from me. Not the man in the suit who tells me everything is fine. Who says my enemies should be in jail. Put them away. Take away our democracy. So I ask you, if you actually had a vote on these issues, would you rank Americans not having health care above Americans having health care? Would you rank Americans not having homes above Americans having homes? Would you rank Americans losing democracy above Americans being democracy?
Woo!
So it's time. It's time we change that. We'll change it here in Richmond. We'll rank our ballot. We'll let them know who we truly want. We will have consensus. We will have democracy. And we will do it at the state. We will rank our state electeds. We will let them know when we are not happy that we have another data center. We will have them know we are not happy with another concentration camp. We will have them know we are not happy with them sitting idly by and watching democracy falter because they need their donations, because they can't upset special interests, because they don't want to put their necks out here like you all today. We will let them know as their rank slips on that ballot. We will let them know. Because America, one day when this is over, when Donald Trump is in prison, when J.D. Vance is in prison, when Stephen Miller is in prison, when the concentration camps that hold our friends are shut down, when ICE has been abolished, when there are no kings in America, we will need to reimagine democracy. And that future will be rigged. Thank you all for coming out today. No justice, no kings. Thank you.
All right, we have a couple more speakers, and then we are going to march. And we are going to march up and in a loop, and then we will come back here, and we have a performance after this. But our next speaker is Fern Diaz-Castro, who is with the Virginia Defenders for Freedom, Justice, and Equality, and also with VS, which is a Virginia immigrant advocacy group. She is an educator and children's advocate. She heads the Defenders Immigrant Support Committee, writes for their paper, and supports anti-war work as well. Please welcome Fern.
Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
Good afternoon, my name is Fern Diaz-Castro, and first and foremost, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank 5051 and all the organizations that make this happen. I'm going to start off with a grounding exercise that you might think is weird, but just bear with me. As we feel the breeze and a little bit of the warmth of the sun shining above us, I want you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Lower your gaze. Now, I want you to think back to a time when you were a child. Maybe you picture yourself in your favorite shirt, eating your favorite candy, playing your favorite game. With that image in your mind, I want you to think of a time when you felt alone at that age. A time where there was something that you lacked. A time when you needed an adult to have your back. What words in that moment would have made you feel protected? What words would have made you feel belonging and love? What physical needs would have made you feel safe? Hold these feelings, these words, these images in your body. Maybe take a hand and touch your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to the moment, to the here and now. Maybe shake it off if you need to, because all of us have different experiences in childhood, and some of them are hard. We all come from different walks of lives and different pasts. As I speak, we're all experiencing different realities. But one thing that we all share is the fact that we were all once children. Children who deserved and were worthy of love, of respect, of safety, of basic needs like food, housing, and water. Sadly, children around the world are currently facing devastating realities. Every day we're closer to a climate collapse that makes our futures of our children uncertain. In the US, children go to school terrified that ICE will take their parents and that they won't be home to greet them. Parents send their children to school with prayers that they won't fall victim to a mass shooting. Trans children are being able to access health care that affirms them and their gender. Children go to bed hungry, uncertain if they will be able to keep their housing. Shame. Abroad, in places like Palestine, Lebanon, and Iran, Yemen, children fall asleep to the sounds of bombs. Children in Cuba are unable to access life-saving procedures because of the U.S. oil blockade. Shame. On March 3rd, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, 70 children were buried alive and died when a mine collapsed on them while they were digging for minerals that allow us to have phones. Shame.
Shame.
The Epstein files put to light the many horrible ways children have been abused by Republicans, including Trump, Democrats like Bill Clinton, and the billionaires like Les Wexner. Shame. These same billionaires are creating oppressive AI technologies through companies like Palantir and false surveillance systems. If we're looking, it is so easy to see the ways in which centering profit and greed puts our children and their futures to face a terrifying fate. I'm starting off talking about children because they are often forgotten in the political discourse, including within the left. And this has to change. Trump and his administration are increasing the powers of the presidency in a way that is destroying what little democracy we have in this country. And this country is not America, it's the United States of America. America's 2 continents that includes Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, and all these other places. They're breaking the law, then tying us up in courts. They are using the Justice Department to prosecute political opponents. They're ignoring the powers of Congress to declare war, restricting voting rights, and they're threatening a federal takeover of elections. Shame! Trump has scapegoated immigrants and trans people, creating racist campaigns that threaten people's lives. He has deported hundreds of thousands of people, and he's now holding around 70,000 people in detention centers under life-threatening, horrible conditions. Shame.
Shame.
At least 13 people have died under ICE custody this year alone, murdered by a system that doesn't care about human rights or dignity. Trump has built ICE into what is in reality a private army that is above the law. He's expanding into new areas like airport security. All the while, he has fired hundreds of thousands of federal workers and has attacked union contracts. His so-called Big Beautiful Bill has resulted in millions of people losing or in danger of losing health insurance. Millions have lost access to SNAP benefits. Shame.
Shame.
While this is happening at home, this president, who ran on the promise to end the endless wars that the United States imperialism has caused, has attacked fishing boats in the Caribbean, has bombed the capital of Venezuela, kidnapped its president, Nicolás Maduro, and his wife, first combatant Celia Flores, and is holding them in jail in New York under false charges of drug trafficking. Shame. And I don't care how you feel about Venezuela or how you think about the politics of these other countries. I haven't heard a single person in here talk and ask some other country to come and take Trump and impose their law on us. So that is a huge hypocrisy that the United States has to face. Trump, along with Israel, has viciously attacked Iran, falsely claiming that Iran was about to drop nuclear weapons on its neighbors, in spite of the fact that the UN's nuclear watchdog says that there is no evidence that Iran is even trying to develop a nuclear weapon. Trump is trying to strangle revolutionary Cuba into surrendering to the empire for no other reason than that the fact that that small island nation of 11 million people has for 67 years given the world an inspiring example of how the people can be free and can free themselves from U.S. domination and imperialism and create their own destiny. Libre Cuba, libre! Most people in this country are opposed to Trump and his reactionary racist policies, but the Democratic Party has been unable to present an effective opposition. That party has long ago abandoned the working class and has been a loyal partner of U.S. imperialism and has supported the terror our communities are facing, just in a more private way. There is this saying in the progressive movement that we protect us, we protect ourselves. That slogan is truer now than it has ever been. As we wait for a savior, a person, or a party to come and fight our battles for us, we will be assisting in the steady slide into dictatorship. We have to do more than just pick one or two issues and ignore the other problems. We can't afford to work in silos. We are all fighting the same enemy. The answer is to build a strong mass movement that truly represents all of us. The multinational working class, the oppressed Black, Latina, Indigenous, and Asian communities, the LGBTQIA+ community, the differently abled, the youth, and the elderly, veterans and war resistors, all of us. And with a strong enough movement that we can then exercise the one power that can't be defeated. And that is the power to withhold our labor and bring this whole economy to a stop. That is the power of a general strike. James Baldwin said, "The children are always ours. Every single one of them, all over the globe. And whoever is incapable of recognizing this may be incapable of morality." Here today, we recognize this. I'm going to say that again. Do you recognize this?
Yes!
Here today, we recognize this. I want you to take a second and picture the world that you want to live in. What world would your inner child want to be in? What world do we want for the youth in your life? What world do they deserve? What do you see? For me, I see a world where we work together, where people of all ages learn from each other and are protected. A world with no prisons, but rather systems of rehabilitation rooted in community accountability and care. A world where we center indigenous practices that allow us to be one with the land rather than to try to dominate it. A world in which healthcare, education, and housing are accessible. So say it with me. Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
Another world is possible!
We are worthy of this world. And so are our children. Each of us has a responsibility to build that world together. Thank you. From Palestine to Mexico!
Mexico!
right, we have one more speaker. I do want to ask those who have mobility issues and would like to march with us, if you would like to start working your way towards that corner over there of Canal and 7th. We do want to invite you guys to be at the front of the march if you do want to march with us. So those with mobility issues that plan on marching, I suggest that you slowly make your way over there. Our next speaker is Mary Bauer, who is the Executive Director of ACLU of Virginia. Yep. She has a history of working in legal services and the civil rights world, to include the Southern Poverty Law Center and Legal Aid Justice Center. She has been serving as the Executive Director for the American Civil Liberties Union of Virginia since 2021. Please welcome Mary.
Buenas tardes! Good afternoon! At the ACLU we have a saying, dissent is patriotic. After all, it is one of the principles upon which our nation was founded, the right to protest and dissent freely. I am honored to be here with you all today to exercise this constitutionally protected right that we still possess. We are all here today because no one is above the law, including the Trump administration. We the people, will not stand for this abuse of power. We will not stand for federal agents being dispatched into the streets of American cities against their own people. We will not stand for the effort to disregard our Constitution. We will not stand for voter suppression or voter intimidation. We will not stand for communities being terrorized with reckless deportation raids. No matter who is in office, we will fight back against threats to our communities and attempts to crush dissent. We will not be silent. At the ACLU, less than 2 weeks ago, we were arguing in 2 separate court cases on the same day to protect people's civil rights and civil liberties. We were in court on behalf of Dr. Badr Khan-Suri, a Georgetown professor who was snatched off the streets of Virginia by masked federal agents and held in ICE detention for 2 months without ever being charged with a crime. Shame! Dr. Suri was targeted by this administration because of his speech on behalf of Palestinian rights. But ideas are not illegal, so we sued. And on the same day, we were in court on behalf of Eleanor Zinsky, a trans woman who was fired from her job at Liberty University after she disclosed her gender identity. But being who you are is also not illegal, so we sued. That is our mission at the ACLU, and I suspect it is a mission that all of you share, that no one's rights are negotiable, and the Constitution protects every damn one of us. The Trump administration is trying to demonize, otherize, and disappear people. It's rounding up people first and, well, sometimes asking questions later. It is detaining our immigrant neighbors in inhumane detention centers. It's ignoring our Constitution and the role of Congress. It is putting our rights and our democracy at risk. This administration wants to scare us into silence. But look around you. That's not happening. In Virginia, in Richmond, in Charlottesville, in Blacksburg, in Roanoke, in Norfolk, in Virginia Beach, the Eastern Shore, in Danville, in Louisa and Culpeper, and across this nation, we are all speaking out and we are not silent. as our rights are under attack, because our job today is dissent. And dissent is patriotic, and this administration wants to silence it. So as you protest today, don't forget your rights. We have Know Your Rights guides up on our social media. Our handle is at ACLUVA, our website acluva.org. Those guides are available in multiple languages. You can also text the word UNITE, UNITE, to 82623. That's 82623 to sign up to get protester rights and more ways to take action texted directly to your phone from the ACLU. And do not forget, we are stronger together. Today is not our only opportunity to make our voice heard. We need all of us in this fight for our freedoms. It's not about a political party. It's about protecting our rights no matter who's in office. It's about protecting our neighbors, our communities, and each other. The United States has never been perfect, but we should be working towards a better union, towards the promises of our Constitution, and not running away from their protections. The ACLU of Virginia will keep showing up with you today and every day to make those promises real. Together we can and we will fight for our freedoms. We will hold our representatives accountable, and we will ensure that even our most vulnerable communities here at home are able to exercise their civil rights and civil liberties. So stay safe today, and don't forget, our job today is dissent, and dissent is patriotic. God bless America.
All right, it's pretty hard to follow that up, and I am not a speech giver, so I will not try. I only have 5 things to say. 1, we have a Second Amendment. Go buy a gun. 2, thank you. 2, on the march, there's going to be people in green vests. Those are the marshals. Let them close the streets. Don't try and do it yourselves. There also are people in green vests who are medics. If you have a medical emergency, go to them. We're going to be leaving from here for the march and coming back here. We're going to be heading out on that corner on 7th and Canal, I think. 7th and Canal on that corner, and following the people on the bikes. I got nothing else. Fuck ICE!
Fuck ICE!
I do have one more thing. I forgot. At First Univarian, there's an event called Trans Jam. We are interacting with their event. Go support them.
This is what democracy looks like.
I'm gonna stay here because they said there's something afterwards.
Really?
So I'm gonna sit here while you walk.
I'm going to.
You join the walk.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
and so I could do the whole like straight line video, so my dad could see it because they're not. I mean, the guy in front of us, I saw ABC on his camera. So
Somebody just took my name because they took my picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Must be the hat. I'm gonna move up here. Jen,
Okay.
While you walk. Yes. Oh, here comes the froggy. Here comes the froggy.
The Portland frog.
Yay.
Woo! Portland frog.
Portland frog. There's another crown. X's on it.
I'm never getting on stage again, bro. I'm never getting on stage again, bro. I'm never getting on stage again. I'm never getting on stage. I'm never getting on stage. I forgot the whole thing. Never again. Never again. I died, yeah. Actually, I'm about to die.